I haven't cut this video yet, but this is Sideswipe. He's a Blokees. So we can actually open one on camera right now. I did a video yesterday? I just haven't edited it yet. So Blokees are... It was an unboxing. Like, I built the... Because it's a model kit. I can build it right now. There's several, like, sets of Blokees. They are about 4-inch tall Transformers. And they are blind bags. So I'll show you. Something just fell over and I don't know what it was. So, like, here's the box. There are... Oh, it's on this side. So hopefully you can see this. So it's basically a 1 out of 9 odds. And I think there's 9 or 12 in the box. Except there's a super rare Soundwave. And then Soundwave himself is rarer. So it's 1 out of 9 chance for everything except for the super rare. The regular Soundwave is 1 of 12. And the super rare is 1 out of 36. And my daughter opened the super rare Soundwave on the first one. I'm like, perfect. Because I wasn't sure what the odds were, because they don't list it on the external box. It's only on the internal box. I also have not figured out how to open these boxes without just shredding them. I don't know if there's a way. So, you've seen some of the... I have some of the other ones over there. So, Soundwave... Here's Soundwave. The reason he's the super rare is because he comes with that laser beak. They come with, and I'll show you, they get 2 sets of hands, there's a bunch of joints, and they usually have some accessories, usually just the gun. Soundwave, though, his chest actually opens, and you get, I'm going to say Rumble, because Rumble is blue, and fuck you if you think Rumble is red. But you get a cassette, and the cassette comes out, although this piece, the like, door to the tape deck was a colossal pain in the balls. You like the hat? I forgot when I got this. Oop. Soundwave fell over. But yeah, I've gotten Slog, who was Slag originally. Then he was Slug, and now he's Slog, apparently. He's the Triceratops Dinobot. And then I got Bone Crusher, one of the Constructicons, and then Sideswipe was the one yesterday. So you open it up, you get the instructions in 2 bags. The little baggie has their hand... like their hands and some of the joints on sprues. And then we got Red Alert. So you get a little, we'll call it a card, but it's a circle. And then you get a bunch of Lego pieces, which I hope I didn't just lose a bunch. If people really want me to assemble it, I could do it right now. It'll probably take 15 minutes or something. Just collecting all the pieces so that I don't lose any. But those are Blokees. I'm glad that I got these. I'm gonna get more. I'm for either, just vibing. They take a little bit. It would probably be better. Like, I wouldn't really be able to... Well, we could try it. You know what? Fuck it. Try it. So, the assembly is pretty simple. And the way you could probably tell to begin with is... So, these are the instructions. Notice how there's multiple Transformers here, right? But there's not a lot of instructions. It's like, oh, here's how you can make the face. Here's how you make the face. Here's how you make the face. Oh, and you put stuff on his arms. Here are the actual instructions. It's only Soundwave because all of them assemble the same way. Which you may like, you may hate. So, like, here are the legs. Well, those are each leg. So you have the front and the back of the leg, and then they just... You gotta look at it the right way. Oop, gotta get it lined up. Oop. You just snap them together. That's it. There's leg 1. And here's leg 2. I've done a few of these, so. Although I don't like how that lines up there. I don't love how that looks. That's okay. Then you have your chess pieces. But the chess pieces, obviously, here's his chest. Oh, I need my snips. Got my Army Painter snips. Because in the other baggie, as mentioned, you get a little stand. It just says Blokees on it. And then you get sprues for the hands. And you get the same set of hands, splayed hands, and then 2 fists. And then you get their joints. So it's like the knees, the elbows, and then the shoulder joints. So we're going to pop the shoulders real quick, and hopefully I don't lose anything. I mentioned it in the video, but I built a lot of Transformers model kits. Maybe not a lot, but I built some. And while I like the flame toy ones, just like living through people and their hobbies fair, I like the flame toy model kits, and I don't regret building them, but they absolutely are way more complex than this. Like, they're a quote-unquote real model. I could see a world where somebody's like, yeah, these are models, but they're not real models, and I can't disagree with them. Because these are super simple, and it's not a big deal to put them together. So, like, here's the chest, this fake abs, and I'm going to pop the shoulder joint on. And there, you got a wiener shoulder. That's a dick. But the reality is, it's fine. Like, I like that these are simpler. I like the non-transforming Transformers or Action Masters, if you were around back in the day, because to me, the character is the robot mode. The alt mode is very important. Don't get me wrong. Like, if Starscream was suddenly not a jet or Optimus Prime was not a truck, it's a big deal. But they are the robot mode because that is their human being. It's like me sitting down is still me. Just because I transformed into a human being that's sitting down, I'm still me. That's why I think the robot mode is the primary thing. And as a result, I like the expression that's afforded by having non-transforming figures. I don't know, you sat down and became casual. You're only a real gamer if you stand. Dude, I've been watching, well, I haven't been watching, but I saw people like playing Elden Ring. Also, I popped in the neck joint here, in case anybody cares. You get these little clear pegs. Like, people were playing Elden Ring and stuff where they're walking through the game, which I actually thought was really cool. Just like the premise. I don't know if anybody remembers the Octagon. I think I said this in Discord. But if you were around in the 90s, the Octagon was like a peripheral that you could buy that gave you the option to... It was supposed to be like you're in this... You put it on the floor, and it's an octagon, obviously. And you stand in, when you move, it was supposed to, like, track your movements. It's like, oh, if you throw a punch in a fighting game, you'll throw a punch. And it's like, oh, that was such a cool idea. And I never got it. I didn't know anybody who got it. And I'm confident that it sucked. Like, looking back on it. But these people who are doing, like, physically walking through VR things to play Elden Ring or whatever just reminds me of that. And I would love to retry Elden Ring like that, because I think it would be fun. Some chick beat Elden Ring on 2 different saves at the same time. One on Dance Dance Revolution, the other on controller. That's insane. That's insane. I think I saw the Dance Dance Revolution one. I knew of it. Like, I didn't know that it was a multitasking thing. That's wild. Now we've constructed the head the entire time while we were talking. So there's Sideswipe's head, which is funny, or Red Alert's head. I actually was watching I guess it would have been 85, probably. The 1985 episode of Transformers where Red Alert makes his debut. Because he has like a breakdown and thinks that the Autobots are out to get him. So Starscream takes advantage of that to try and get whatever super weapon Megatron wanted that week. And obviously they rescue him at the end, but... Uh-oh, chat. Here's the part. Avert your eyes. We gotta build the crotch. We're gonna put his butt on first. Oh, there's his butt. Classic Starscream, true. And there's his crotch. Voila. There's his torso. Let's get the other joints. We'll build them sexy thighs next. I somehow managed to trick my YouTube algorithm into showing me things that I cared about a little bit instead of like the usual crap that I don't want to see. So it's been showing me like a lot of Transformers Prime clips and other stuff like that, and I love it. I don't know how I managed to get it to do it for longer than an hour, but it's been working out, and I'm pleased with it. So this is one of the joints. It just bends like that. And we're going to pop that into his thigh. Those are forearms. This is a bicep. Here are his thighs. So he's got red thighs. We pop that in there. Then we pop this into the leg. My YouTube has been utterly useless for suggestions. I was worried someone was using my account because of how far off base. Do you have it set so that it doesn't track your history? Because that will absolutely screw it up. Because like when I log into the Random Thoughts account versus my personal YouTube account, I get dramatically different things. Because I have the history turned off on one versus the other. But even with the history on, it's like, if I accidentally, like, say I'm scrolling through shorts, right? And then my wife says something from the other room. So I'm like paused on a video. And I'm not like, I mean, YouTube has no way to know if my eyes are looking at it. I mean, I guess there's probably a way for them to track that through the app. And like, I'm sure that's in the, like, they can use the camera to track your eyes. But, like, I'll be listening to my wife from the other room, and it's sitting on the phone. And then I turn on, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to watch it. But then it'll be 80 more of those videos in a row. It's like, oh, you paused on this for a long period of time. You must love it. It's like, no, that's not what was happening. I had set it to not track my history specifically on my phone. Different accounts or different devices, but history on account gets random ass suggestions so far outside mine. That's fair. I mean, it still can. It absolutely still can. I just found it was worse without the history on. Personally, I enjoy the curated suggestions because I subbed to so many channels. I prefer the algorithm. I mean, I kind of wish it wouldn't decide for me. If I could just tell it I want this sort of thing, I'd rather it do that. We have our leg. I'm going to plug in the ankles momentarily. Samsung owns the patent on using the camera to track your eyes when the ad is playing. I knew it exists. I just don't know if it's been implemented anywhere. I'm sure it would have blown up in the news. Or maybe it's already been implemented and just... The thing is, there's enough people out there that, like, they will track... We're putting the feetsies on. They'll track changes to TOS and stuff that it will... You will find out about it, or you will hear about it if you're, not completely closed off. If something like that were to be implemented. Where it's like, oh, the terms of service change, and now we're allowed to track you through your camera. People will agree to it anyway, because what are they going to do, not use YouTube? And they shouldn't in that case, but, like, people will do it anyway. I have different accounts for content. That's, okay, that might be extreme, like, going to those lengths. I get it, but at a certain point, How often are you changing accounts? He's almost there. Told you it would only take a few minutes. Pop his head on. Actually, we got to do the head last. Or close to last. So the annoying thing... Oh, we forgot to put his back plate on. Does this go up or down? I'm going to say it's like this. I've never looked that closely at Red Alert's back. We do want to put his, like, shoulder-mounted cannon thing on first, because I think I broke it, and I'm going to have to glue it. It didn't, like, break, but it's definitely looser than it should be. So I'm just going to glue it in place, because I don't understand why this is 2 pieces. So you can see, like, the peg goes into this piece. Why is this 2 pieces? It should just be 1 piece. There's no fucking reason for this to be 2 pieces. There's legitimately no reason. I should have turned the game off, because now if I put this on YouTube, it's going to have all the music. I'm going to have to put that in the description. Now we can put the head on. So the other, like, an actual complaint, because not all the characters have this weird shoulder-mounted thing. Are there interchangeable pieces? You could absolutely swap the pieces, because other than the head, which is obviously different, I mean, other than the cosmetic stuff, the bodies are identical. Like, I mean, Sideswipe and Red Alert are pretty close anyway, right? But even if you look at Soundwave, like, look at his feet versus Red's feet. Functionally, they are identical. It's the chest pieces, the head, they have different shoulder and weapons, and, like, but, like, the feet, the legs, or like the lower legs, the thighs, the crotch, the torso, basically identical. So you could hypothetically mix and match all these pieces and create some kind of monstrous Cybertronian. Where did the other sprue go? Oh, here it is. So I haven't done that because if I get 2, like, I open the rest of them and I get a bunch of dupes or something, that's actually not a bad idea. I hadn't considered doing that. But that would be a really funny idea. Create some Franken transformer. So I'm just making another... Whoop, I accidentally pulled the 2 male parts of the joint. I don't know what these things are supposed to MSRP for offhand, so I'll disclose what I paid for. I got these off BBTS, Big Bad Toy Store. It was like $75 for the box, which then gives you the 9 or 12 toys, however many there are. But it's blind bag, so I was really hoping to get Soundwave, get the Dinobot slug, or whatever you want to call them. I was explaining to somebody today when I was picking up the cards for the box opening how his name changed. Imagine if a single Decepticon... Okay, so in Transformers Prime, spoiler alert, they have, I think it's called the Electro Gauntlet. I forgot what it's called, but it basically turns whoever's holding it into Magneto. And yes, it works exactly as how you think it would. Like, it wasn't like, oh, well, because of this weird thing, it actually isn't that powerful. No, it was ruining people. Like, it was ruining people. So the entire premise of Transformers Prime in Season 2 is it turns into a MacGuffin hunt. Like, almost every episode is, we discovered this relic. We need to get it before the Decepticons, or the Decepticons found it, and the Decepticons are like, we got to get there before the Autobots. And they're all incredibly powerful, like, because they were supposed to have been fashioned by the Primes themselves, so they are literally god-tier artifacts. Like the Forge of Soulless Prime, which can bring people back to life, or like make anything. The Star Saber and the Dark Saber. the Electro Gauntlet or whatever it was, the Apex Armor. There were a couple others that I can't remember what they were, but like they were all incredibly powerful artifacts, which was cool. Like a lot of people shit on that season because it's like, oh, it's just a hunt for MacGuffins. I'm like, I don't care. It's supposed to be a kid's cartoon, and there is something nice about the simplicity of here's the cool thing of the week. However, it wasn't just, oh, because in the 80s cartoon, they would do that. Like I said, the episode with Red Alert, there was, I forgot what the tank was called, but like there was a super powerful tank that if the Decepticons got it, oh my god, it's going to turn the tide of the war. And naturally, the Autobots never used it up until this point because they're idiots. But it ends up getting destroyed at the end of the episode and clearly never heard from again. And many cartoons had those Monster of the Week things. However, in Prime, when they found these things, all of the artifacts came back. Like, there was one that they found in, I think it was in season 1, and then late in season 2, it's the Spark Extractor. It does exactly what it sounds like. It is basically a nuke, but it only kills Transformers within a certain area. It's like a grenade that you can throw, and it's just going to kill everything. And it shows up many, many, many episodes later. And they reuse a bunch of the artifacts as plot devices throughout that season. And I thought it was pretty well done. I know a lot of people didn't care for the MacGuffin nature of it, but putting on the shoulders now. The shoulders are the problem. Because these things, if you watch the shoulder joint, like, I didn't even move it that far and that popped off. It just literally cannot sit on there. It's not possible. There are grooves in there that when you try and put them in, it's fine if he's just standing there. What's a MacGuffin? It's a TV trope. A MacGuffin is just the magical thing that you hunt for. Like, the One Ring is a MacGuffin. So it's the term for the TV trope or movie trope that, like, oh, we have this magical thing that we have to have. And that's the term for it. These go on his forearm. Which way do they face? I think they go this way. He's got his little fire department van braces, I guess. I don't know. I love Transformers Prime. Like, that era for Transformers was great. All of the non-Bayverse stuff that came out around Bayverse time was fantastic. It was incredible, and I loved pretty much all of it. Like, the War for and Fall of Cybertron series are not just the best Transformers video games, they are among the best video games I have played all time. Admittedly, I'm a little biased because Transformers, but I actually think the multiplayer for them was spectacular. The way you were able to seamlessly transform and have it meaningfully impact the gameplay was incredible. Plus, the stories are fantastic. It was a great way, because that was when they were first pitching the aligned continuity, where it's like, no, these stories aren't... Like, War for and Fall of Cybertron clearly took place on Cybertron, right? Shit, did I put these on? I put these on backwards. Just realized I made a mistake here. So, like, you can see his things are on the inside, so I gotta swap the forearms. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this. Oh, losing pieces. So, they weren't inherently prequels to any particular series, but they were all, like... Imagine if you were telling ancient mythology or legends where, oh, well, Hercules did this and then Zeus did that. Oh, well, I heard that it actually went like this and there was this deviation in it. But they're all basically the same story, but they vary just enough due to the game of telephone or whatever. That's the way the aligned continuity was supposed to be set up. So while the War for and Fall of Cybertron games took place on Cybertron as either before or as the Great War was starting, and then Prime was supposed to be 4 million years later when they're on Earth. You can see how the things that happened in War for or Fall of Cybertron could have been partly what drove Prime, but there were clear, distinct contradictions that were okay. Like, it was fine that it existed. All right, so we're almost done building this, and then we'll get to play a little bit of the game. God damn it. There we go. Stupid thing just doesn't want to... The shoulders are killing me. Like, I would glue them, but they would impede movement if I didn't put them on this way. So there you go. There is Red Alert in all his glory. Incidentally, one of the coolest transfers. Like, I do like Red Alert.